You know how they say some women are born to shine? Well, today we are talking about one woman who doesn't just shine, she glows. From tech to business, family to philanthropy, Queen May has built a life that is as inspiring as it is authentic. She's elegant, humble, and fierce all at once. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will understand why she is known as the Nigerian sweetheart. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Webimo, also known as Start Mom of 5, also known as TMO5 Candle Co. You can shop all of my products on www.tmo5candleco.com. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. And now, before we dive into this Queen May story, I think we should do a little bit of glass boost, water. I think that the phrase, yes, should honestly take a few lessons from this Queen May right here, because she handled pressure with pure grace as compared to that phrase. But that's tea for another video, because today's video is all about Queen May, her story, her values, and the empire she is quietly building. And I'm sure you will agree with me, right? So Queen May, who is known as May Yul Edochie, she isn't just an influencer, she's a force known for her elegance and class. She's one of the most sought after influencers in Nigeria today. Obviously when the presenter was presenting her, and then the presenter called her the Nigerian sweetheart, she literally just blushed. And yet it's good to give people compliments, especially when you mean it. Give compliment, because it just it brings something out that tells you everything about her character. Queen May is genuine, soft-spoken, but firm in her values, and of course that smile, pure sunshine. But that presenter, I'm sorry, you did not allow that interview flow as much as we wanted. You called her the Nigerian sweetheart, but the interview was a bit, you kept interjecting. Allow her speak. You even asked her some questions she was not happy with answering, but anyway, one of the segments that I enjoyed, which was my favorite of the part of the interview, was when Queen May shared a lesson she learned as a teenager in church. And I swear, all of us that has strong head, we all need this. She calls it the pen and paper method. Have you ever heard of that before? So according to her, whenever she's angry, she writes everything she wants to say. Then she leaves it for 2 to 3 days before reading it again. Me, I don't have that patience. According to her, most times she ends up laughing at herself. That simple act of reflection has saved her from saying things she will later regret. A reminder that peace is power. She went on to talk about, from computer science to becoming a CEO. So before Queen May got all the fame and glam, Queen May was actually a computer science and engineering student. She said this, that after she graduated, she opened a cyber cafe in Enugu. Yes, sis was a tech girl long before tech bro was a thing. She offered internet services, networking, and hardware solutions. That venture showed a gift for entrepreneurship. And when marriage and family came along, she gracefully evolved into a full-time businesswoman. The things marriage and motherhood would make women do. Anyway, Queen May's love story. How she met that uncle, straight out of a Nollywood teen movie. She met her husband, I don't know if she say ex-husband, okay, Yul Edochie, in the East at a GCE center. They were both just 16. But wait, where did the narrative of she is older than Yul came from, my people? Let me know. So they started as friends, and the rest of the beautiful story is history until Isimili Ofor came into the picture. The presenter did ask Queen May about her marriage. You could tell she felt uncomfortable, and in my own opinion, I felt the ongoing issue in her marriage shouldn't have been asked, because she has not said a word of those things that went down to the public. And I believe if she ever wants to do so, she would at her own time. But we are still going to talk about it, because she touched on a few things, about should women give up on their career, how a woman could move on after a failed marriage?
Well, really, it's not an easy situation. But I always tell myself, we all came to this world alone. You will not leave this world with anybody. You need to start living for yourself, first of all, before you live for another person. Some people know this. Some people are able to, discover this after maybe certain experiences. So you need to also remember you have other family members apart from the man. Remember your roots. You came from somewhere. The man is somebody you met at a certain stage of your life. So what about those people you started with? How would they feel if you exit this world because of a man? It's really tough. It's really, really tough.
Marriage, and marriage not being something you should die or kill yourself for.
You have to motivate yourself. You have to inspire yourself. You have to talk to yourself. You have to tell yourself the truth. Like I said, you have to live for yourself and live for other family members, for your loved ones. Surround yourself with those that genuinely love you, those that care for you, and then hold on to God. Pray. God said we should seek Him first and every other thing should be added. Do not put your trust in man. Yes, it's good to trust people and all of that, but do not depend. Let me put it this way. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. We all react differently. We don't know how we'll handle the situations, but it's God's grace. Really, it's God's grace. That's why I said you need to hold on to God. You have to be prayerful. If you're prayerful and then you surround yourself with the right people, I think you'll be fine. It's only a matter of time, because once there is life, there is hope. Do not forget that. No matter what situation you find yourself at any given point in time, remember that the only constant thing about life is change. So people can change. Brace up. It's okay. It's hard. It's very, very hard. But that's not the end of the world. You do not know tomorrow. Tomorrow is pregnant. Life is pregnant. Life is full of expectations and all of that. Life is just like a pregnant woman who has not gone for a scan to determine the sex of the child. You never know. It could be a boy, it could be a girl. So do not give up, because you don't know what tomorrow holds for you. And again, sometimes in life, certain things happen for a reason. You might not see the reason at that point in time why certain things are happening, because you're depressed, because you're going through a lot of emotions and all of that. But later on in the future, just hold on, hang on. You might be able to look back and laugh.
She also spoke about her family moments. There's one that actually stands out. Her brother's journey from being expelled from the Nigerian Defense Academy to being selected for study in the UK. Talk about an emotional roller coaster that ended in joy. Queen May's dreams have evolved over time, from wanting to become a doctor. Wow, I now understand better why her father-in-law, Sir Pete Edochie, said she was the brain behind everything, to leading her own brand and foundation. She has priorities, and they are: one, family, ensuring her kids are grounded and educated. She also mentioned how she sold recharge cards while being a stay-at-home mom, looking after her kids, because some women nowadays wouldn't want to do anything because they want everything handed to them on a platter of gold, or not even consider a side hustle while raising young children.
Let me tell you something. While I was having my children, when they were growing up, I sold recharge cards in the house. I didn't have to go to the street. So when I see a lot of young people who say there's really nothing to do, or when you even advise them, I know a couple of people have advised to have this POS device and do this POS business. They look at me like, they're not interested in that. They just want you to dash them, to give them money that you work, your hard-earned money. You do all sorts of things. You don't consider them odd jobs. You just do them because you need to work and earn money. And they don't want to do those things that you do, but they want the money for free.
Children. Our second priority is our brand, especially our black dye shampoo and makeup line, which Yinkoko Grandma Gwegwe called cheap. We all know who I'm referring to, right? And our third priority is our heart project, MOAC's Foundation. This foundation empowers women and helping underprivileged children. She's also currently running a 100 million naira initiative called Project Clean Up a Girl Child. So this project provides sanitary pads, wipes, and essentials to 10,000 girls over the year. Now, that's purpose in action, not just talk that some people do. So she actually has a lesson and advice for women, and I'm going to be giving it to you here and in a video. Our message for women and young people, it's really deep. She says, motivate yourself. Don't live for others. Remember your roots. Seek God first, and everything else will follow. How many of us will do that? She also spoke of how hard it is for women to move on from a marriage. You know, from a marriage they have contributed their lives into.
Well, really, it's not an easy situation. But I always tell myself, we all came to this world alone. You will not leave this world with anybody. You need to start living for yourself, first of all, before you live for another person. Some people know this. Some people are able to, discover this after maybe certain experiences. So you need to also remember you have other family members apart from the man. Remember your roots. You came from somewhere. The man is somebody you met at a certain stage of your life. So what about those people you started with? How would they feel if you exit this world because of a man? It's really tough. It's really tough.
So, furthermore, she also briefly spoke about her thoughts on if a woman giving up their career could affect their marriage. And I'm going to drop that snippet of what she said in regards to that. I'm going to drop it somewhere here for you to watch, okay?
Well, for me, it depends. I do not believe in that. What works for one family may not work for another family. If you have, let me use myself as an example. When I started having children, I wasn't really working. I was at home. I did some kind of small businesses, because I'm not the type that will stay idle. I always want to be productive. So I had to do one or two things that I could cope with because I had little children and I wanted to take care of my own children myself, despite the fact that I had help. I would not leave my children in the hands of house help, maids, and all of that for any reason. It is my personal decision. And my children would complete 3 years before they go to school. It is my personal decision. It was working for me. But there are people who are career women. You cannot abandon your job because you just had a child. You understand? Because you also need to bring in income for these children to be taken care of. So you just have to find a balance, find something that works. And some people have their parents who are there, or their brothers, their sisters, family members who can actually look after the children very well for them while they go out there and work. So it just depends on what works for you.
Okay. She also reminds us that change is constant, faith is key, and no matter what, you are not defined by your challenges, but by how you rise from them. I believe this advice stemmed from the good, bad, and ugly that she had endured in the past few years. She also advised women to love themselves and don't get killed. You know what that means, right? Yeah, and you will hear it from her in this short snippet of a video, okay?
Marriage is a beautiful thing because I'm a family-oriented person. Without marriage, there cannot be family of marriage comes before family. Let me put it that way. So marriage is a beautiful thing. I see it as something that should not be compromised, and just basically love yourselves, respect yourselves. Marriage is all about sacrifices, and but while you're at it, don't get killed. You don't have to lose your life because you want to stay married. Give your best. Do all you can to make it right, because we're all coming from different backgrounds, different orientations, about life and all of that. So you should be able to tolerate. You should have some level of patience. You should be able to listen. You should be able to communicate. Don't assume. These are the things that I think lead to a lot of problems.
So let's actually now speak about the woman behind the brand. Away from the spotlight, Queen May loves to cook, and not just any cooking, serious cooking. She's meticulous about taste and quality. Her favorite dishes: oha soup, onubu soup, egusi draw soup, and special jollof rice. And if there's one thing she said with the most pride, is that her kitchen is a happy place. Please, where are those mothers who told us that the way to keeping a man is through his stomach? Because I may find them. We need village meeting as soon as possible. Because tell me why y'all waka like that. I don't mean it in a bad way. Okay, the grace this woman carries is beyond what any woman could ever comprehend. She has fans who said to her that even if na sand she dey sell, they would buy. Like, guys, such grace can only be definite if your hands are clean. Ọwọ́ mi máa re funfun nẹ́nẹ́. 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 So Queen May's story is proof that grace and grit can coexist. From her tech roots to her thriving brand and charity work, she is showing us what it means to be a modern African woman. Powerful, kind, and purpose-driven. Guys, what do you think about these things so far? Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Like I said, what do you think also about Queen May's journey? Which part of our video inspired you the most? Is it our patience, our philanthropy, or business sense? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And Queen May said there are people in her DMO because she was asked if she's ever gonna get married again. She said people dey inside her DM, and this is what she has to say.
Do you hope to remarry in the nearest future?
Wow, that's $1 trillion question. Story for another day. Story for another day. Auntie Azuka, my DM is full. It is really. In fact, I ran away from my DM. But I'm fine. Like I said, I want to focus on my children, my family, and then my business.
With that being said, guys, if you want to support Queen May's work, check out the MOAC's foundation. I'll try and find if there's a link here. No, because obviously she's seeking for contribution to empower girl child. And also one of our sisters here on YouTube, Sister Natu, has a foundation where she's supporting women with cancer. I'm going to put a card here as well. Please go support. Until next time, it's your girl Wemimo, reminding you to live with grace, grow with purpose, and never stop believing in your dreams. I'm going to put all the details of those charities here. Please go support them, and I'll see you in another video. All right, bye.